Hello everyone, welcome to the Secret Cellar, the first and only comedy club in Iceland. So, because there are a lot of people here that were not here for the first show, I just need to go over a few things. By the way, I'm one of the owners here. I just wanted to welcome you guys here and thank you so much for coming to my club. I wanted to let you guys know that this show will be starting in about 3 minutes. That is 3 minutes. So, you may have noticed this door is closed and locked. We are at absolute full capacity because of fire code, so we cannot let anyone else in. So because of that, if you need to leave at any point in the show, please use the stairs in the middle. That'll lead you up through the craft bar and outside. That leads me to the next point. There is no smoking or doing drugs in this room, but if you go outside, we really don't give a shit when you do. Also, because someone pretty much gave me the next one, no heckling during the shows. We have this is a comedy club, and because this is a comedy club, we have a very strict no heckling policy. That is shouting anything out at the comedians to disrupt the show, and that actually also includes conversations among yourselves in the seats, because we actually have a microphone recording the audience for a live stream and for recording for the comedians to learn from. So please try to keep the conversations to a minimum. If you came here just to have a conversation, there's a lovely bar upstairs that would be better for that. Also, as I said, this is live streamed, and we are live on YouTube right now. Can everyone go, hi, YouTube? Hi, YouTube! I love what you guys do when I have a microphone. Also, we do have a non-enforced 2-drink minimum at the bar. It's non-enforced. It's basically so we can keep these shows for free and having every day having a comedy show. If you want to support that, well, we just ask kindly that you buy at least 2 drinks. You don't have to. But if you don't, everyone around you just knows you're a douchebag. Also, please turn your phones to silent. We've had some problems with phones lately. Please silence all phones and babies. I don't know why there would be babies in here, but they will be asked to leave. Other than that, we will be starting the show in 3 minutes. Thank you so much and enjoy the show! Secret Cellar! Are we ready for a night of comedy? Oh, we can do better than that. It's Saturday night. Are we ready? Then let's welcome up the host of the Saturday Night Comedy Showcase, Underwood.
Here we go for Santa for the booth. I'm just on the time I'm going to be the host for tonight. Are you guys ready for some comedy? Yeah! Okay, so we have 7 amazing comedians for you, so you guys are in for a good time. I'm kind of curious, by a round of applause, who here is Icelandic? Wow, okay. Who here is not Icelandic? Yes. There's a reason why we do this shit in English. Icelanders usually don't show up. It's nice. It's weird during the winter time though. If there's northern, like we don't compete with other comedy clubs or like comedians. But if there's northern lights, there's no tourists here. Like this place runs some tourism. So every time I leave my house now to do comedy, I always look up. Cloudy. Good. We're gonna have a great show tonight because of all of the clouds. It's a weird thing. I don't know. This is gonna sound weird, but for the first time in years, probably since like 2010 or 11 or something, I don't know, I went to the bathroom. It's not the end of the thing. I haven't been constipated for like 7 years. No. I went to the bathroom without my phone. It was an accident. Like I was charging my phone, then I sat down in the bathroom, doing my business. And I realized, no, fuck me. This is gonna be so boring. I'm gonna have nothing to do now. So just out of boredom, I started counting the tiles on the floor. And I was like using my brain for the first time in years. So it was super easy. Just 6 tiles, 6 tiles, 36 tiles. Felt like Raymond all of a sudden, like, yeah. Figured that one out in 5 minutes. Then I started thinking about my childhood. It wasn't pretty. I don't know why, but I started thinking back on my 2nd grade teacher and how mean she was. Just realized this in the bathroom. It's like, she used to like take joy out of kids being stupid and answering wrong. So she was not adequate for a job. So, I don't know, I remember this one time in 2nd grade, there were 2 kids fighting over who had been to Reykjavik more often. I grew up in a small town up north, so that was a big deal. I don't know, it was like 5 hours away. So in 2nd grade, when you're 7 and you visit Reykjavik, it's a huge deal. You don't do it often, you're in the big city, you're like, oh boy, look at that building, it has 8 stories, oh boy. Then you go back home and tell the tales of the 8-story building. There was a bank, what? Our bank is a shit. So it's one time in 2nd grade, there were 2 kids fighting over who had been to Reykjavik more often. As one kid goes, I go to Reykjavik 2 times a year. And then this kid Esther just blurs out, I've been to Reykjavik 1,000,000 times. And the teacher, without missing a beat, just goes, really, Esther? 1,000,000 times, you say? So you're gonna break eye contact as he was picking on the chalkboard. How old are you, Esther? Esther usually fucked up too. Fuck me, I'm 7? You're 7 years old, huh? That's 7 times 365, Esther. You've been alive for 2,555 days. Which means if you go to Reykjavik 2 times a day, every day of your life, you've been there roughly 5,000 times. You would actually have to go to Reykjavik 400 times a day. Every day of your life, just to be 1,000,000 times. Look at me! The math doesn't check out, Esther. And we're 7. We're 7 years old, so we were thinking like, the teacher seems kind of crazy. No, we're all thinking, Esther's a fucking idiot! Let's all bully her for years. And we did. This really happened though. It's sad but hilarious. Like I met Esther a few months back, and she just recently moved into town. Not Reykjavik. She moved to Kópavogur. If you don't know where it is, it's like right next to Reykjavik. And she told me that every day she jogs down to the sign where it says like, "Welcome to Reykjavik," and she just. That bitch. She'll regret the day. She's doing great in life. She's doing amazing. There's a lot of weird, like I said, I grew up in a small town up north. It's a village. It's a town of 150 people. So for like the first 14 years of my life, it was just me and 149 other people. Like that will fuck you up for life. Like I thought I was normal until I started hanging out with people. Like I didn't know. I kind of grew up in a bubble. Like I didn't know what alcohol was until I was like 12, 13. Like I had hair on my balls before I knew what a beer was. It's way too late. Like the concept of alcohol didn't exist to me. Like I remember this one time, my parents had a party. I was just a kid, and I heard all the grown-ups laughing in the living room. So I'm like, I'm gonna check this shit out. So I went out there in my PJs, and everybody's drinking weird drinks. I'm looking around like, what the fuck's going on? Why is everybody so happy? Then I went into the kitchen and I saw my neighbor Olgir. Olgir had, that's a name in Iceland, by the way. I'm not having a stroke. His name was Olgir, and Olgir had a big bottle of Coca-Cola and he was pouring it into like a big glass. And I'm like, oh, that's my kind of guy right there. I know that beverage. And then he pulled up a flask from his jacket pocket with like a clear liquid in it. Started pouring into the Coke. What the hell? And my mom came in and she's like, aren't you supposed to be in bed? I'm like, Mom, why is Olga putting water in his Coke? And she didn't explain. She just went, oh, he likes it that way. So I went to bed thinking that Olga is the weirdest person in the world. Not only does he mix his Coke with water, he brings his own water. You're standing next to the sink, dude, I see you. Well, the water isn't good enough for you here. Before I leave my house, better grab my pocket water in case they have Coke. I never trusted that dude again. So it's a weird dude to me. Looked at him differently after that. I didn't think about him a lot though. But he was always somewhere in the back of my head. Because a year ago, I went to the movie theater with my friend. And he asked me like, oh, I got some popcorn or something? I was like, yeah, maybe some nachos and a Coke. And he was like, don't get the Coke from the machines, because they add water to it. And I said, well, some people like it that way. Are you guys ready to get this show on the road? The first comedian of the night is one of my favorites. He's hilarious, you guys are gonna love him. Please give a very warm round of applause for Jóhannes Ingi, everybody.
Alright, so Arnur told me, Jóhannes, you were the first person on stage. You were kind of weird last time, so I would want you to do like a normal comedian joke this time. So, are you ready to hear a traditional normal comedian joke? Women. Men. They are so different. Like men just want to go to the bar and be free, and women, they just want the realistic solutions to domestic violence. People have different problems. So I was talking to a girl the other day, and she told me that her favorite book series is the Harry Potter book series. And I was like, that's not a book series, it's just one book. And she said, no, there are like 7 of them. And I said, well, then what happens after the first one? I mean, he dies in the first one. Well, apparently, he does not. But when my father was reading bedtime stories to me when I was a child, if he did not like the story, He just killed the main character. I thought Harry Potter was a short story about how if you run away from home, you're abducted by a man called Hagrid. It's my version. And he did this with everything. Like, Alice in Wonderland died, Jesus died, Bambi's mom, she survived! But she started to date a man that looked a lot like my father. Very weird. Right. Quite a few Icelanders in here. Did you watch the news today? What's the news? Apparently Björn Bragi is getting a new talk show on roof. They're gonna call it the Fiddler on the Roof. Tourists don't get that one. Are there any tourists here? Are there any people, foreign people here? Yeah, good. 4. I actually really like tourists, but tourists often say such weird things. I was talking to a tourist the other day that said, the worst thing about Iceland is there are too many tourists. That's a really weird thing because that person was a tourist. And second of all, there are on any given day 10,000 tourists in Iceland. Iceland is 103,000 square kilometers. That means that every single tourist has more than 10 square kilometers for himself. Complaining about too many tourists in Iceland is like complaining about too many popes in the Vatican. Because per square meter, there are 7 times more popes in the Vatican than tourists in Iceland. Still there's nobody in the Vatican going, excuse me, sorry, you're not the Pope? You're the first person I meet here that is not the Pope? And I am also the Pope? I also met a tourist that said like, oh look, a rainbow. This was weird because like it's always raining and sunset at the same time. So I've seen very many rainbows. Somebody here being like, oh look, a rainbow. That's like me going to New York and being like, oh look, a homeless person. A pregnant one, a double homeless person. And a pot of gold at the end. Alright, but I actually think tourists have not heard of the Streisand effect. Do you know what the Streisand effect is? Yes. Yes. That's basically when you try to hide something and everybody starts talking about it. And that's also what happens in every single shower, in every single swimming pool in Iceland. Because everybody's supposed to shower naked, but the tourists always seem to feel the need to hide their genitalia. And I've never been in a shower and thought, I wonder what that guy's dick looked like. But as soon as somebody's really hiding it, I get kind of curious. Especially if something really weird with his dick. So what I did was I pulled off the towel, and somebody had cut off the skin of the front of their dicks. It was disgusting. I was like, who did this to you? Was it the Jews? Apparently it was. Only time somebody has answered yes to that question. But I actually think tourism has changed Iceland a bit because I saw on Airbnb recently, they were renting out a van and you could sleep on a mattress in the back of the van. You could not drive the van, just sleep on a mattress in the back of the van. And this cost $50 per night. And I think this is crazy. Because I remember when I was a child, I did not have to pay to go on a mattress in the back of a van. This is just a service that was provided to us by a man called Hagrid. Thank you very much.
Next comedian on stage is also Icelandic. Please give it up for the very hilarious Eggert, everybody. Hey, how y'all doing? Not so good, okay. But
I was watching this Swedish documentary the other day. It was about this woman that now wants to identify as a cat. That's right. And she was showing everybody, you know, how she cleaned herself. She was licking her arm, doing these kind of things. And I noticed that she saved her armpits. What kind of fucking cat does that? If you want to be identified as a cat, go, you know, be a fucking cat. And she was just not any cat. She was not a female cat. She was a male cat named Hans for some reason. But you know, I kind of understand why when like a woman wants to become a man and a man wants to become a woman. Actually, I don't understand that part. Why would you want to get 20% less paid? I don't understand. You must have a really good job. But I was driving with my brother the other day. We drove past a golf course. And I see this guy standing in the rain playing golf. And I looked to my brother and said, oh man, just look at this poor married man. And my brother asked, how do you know he's married? Who else would use that excuse to get away from his wife? I actually think golf was invented by a guy that had a really nagging wife. That and ice fishing. Honey, I'm going fishing. It's winter. All the lakes are closed. All the lakes are frozen. Don't worry, I will dig a hole, fuck it. But I was babysitting for my sister the other day. And when I was she had two beautiful girls. And I started reading them a bedtime story. I pick up the first book. It's Goldilocks. You all know Goldilocks, right? So she gets lost in the woods, goes into the house of the bears, and first thing I think is, oh my God, that's breaking an injury. That would give you at least 8 to 12 months. And she's a real bitch too. This is too cold. Ooh, this is too hot. Yo, this ain't your food, bitch. Stop eating it. So I just closed it, picked up another book, a classic, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And it's fine into the end, when she laid there in the glass coffin, and everybody's crying. She's paralyzed or dead or whatever the fuck was wrong with her. Until this prince comes along. The first thing he thinks, oh shit, I should give her a kiss. That seems appropriate, right? So he climbs in there, start making out with Snow White, or as the kids today call it, give her the Cosby. But hey, that's my time, thank you very much.
Alright, the next comedian, he's very unique. He's one of my favorite comedians to watch. Please give it up for my friend Grape, everybody.
For every person on earth, there are 10 fingers. And that's not right. That's right and left. Is the Komodo dragon a dinosaur or a lizard? Is the Komodo dragon a dinosaur or a lizard? I don't know, it's just funnier in Icelandic. Komodo dragon risa eðala. I told this girl, I have a huge penis. She said, I don't like big dicks. And I said, do you like liars? There's a store on the street called Holtagarðar. Holta means healthy, and Garðar means my uncle. But the store sells donuts, so it should be called Unhealthy, my uncle. Books are like worms. You only put them in your mouth if you're stupid or hungry. Hello. Elephants are like dwarves. You only put them in your mouth if you're stupid or hungry. No, elephants are like dwarves. If you shoot one and take a picture and post it on Facebook, everybody hates you. What's the difference between a ginger and a Birmingham? The ginger was always sad. Okay, good. Usually I don't get away with that one. Yeah, some comedians they Google their jokes to see if they already exist and then they get sad when they find them online. I get furious when I Google my jokes. Not only they exist, they're not even jokes. So I live with my girlfriend, that's good. She lives with her mom, that's bad. Some people think I'm weird. Some people think I'm a genius. And my girlfriend's a gambler. She's a chef. Or like we call them in Iceland, a kókur. Like a penis. But she just started out, so she will fuck up a lasagna or something and the old cooks will scream at her and then she'll cry. And then I'll go on stage and tell a burn victim joke that nobody laughs about and I'll cry. And then we'll go home and she's too tired to fuck and I'm too sad to jerk off. That's my life. You know, I couldn't masturbate at work until I got a job. If Fred Flintstone was a Nazi, he would say, "Yeah, bust up at you!" You like Nazi jokes? I have two more. But one of them is bad. I'm so racist, I wish Hitler was black. That was the good one. Welcome to the Nazi train. Hitler, 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 Hitler. Choo choo. Was it too much or something? I'd rather face my stepmom than step on my mom's face. I'd rather break my fingers while dancing than finger a breakdancer. I'd rather suck my dad's dick on Father's Day than Tuesday. I saw this online article, 6 things you're doing wrong in the bathtub. I don't even do 6 things in the bathtub. don't drown, don't drink the shampoo. It should have been called 2 things you're doing wrong in the bathtub. So, have you visited the penis museum?
Yes.
Yeah, apparently there's a real human penis in there. But it's really hard to get a look at it because it's attached to one of the staff members. So I work in this daycare center for 6 and 7-year-olds. This mom comes to pick up her child and I tell the mom, I couldn't stand your kid in the beginning, but now it's my favorite. And the mom says, same here. This one kid was walking like this. And I said, are you a zombie? And he looked at me and said, no, I'm a monster and this is just a game. Took the kids to a swimming pool. I take this kid, throw him in the air, he falls in the water, all the kids see it and they go me, 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 me. I go, fuck it, form a line, and I start to throw all the kids in the air. Gaining more and more confidence with each kid. Now flying babies everywhere. Take this kid, throw him in the air, he falls in the water, he comes up and he goes, again. He almost drowned, but he had never gotten adrenaline in his body before, and he just wanted more of it. So I take him and I say, okay, I'll throw you again, but you gotta hold the nose, and he grabs Mike. Yes, this Russian kid there, he can only say 2 sentences. It's, do you want to play with a ball? And, why not? I was playing hide and seek with the kids. I hide under the sofa, another kid comes up to me and he goes, are you playing hide and seek? And I go, yeah. Can I play with you? Yeah. And he just runs into the corner of the room and does this. Like with both legs, I can't show you. And I go, this is the worst hiding spot in the history of hide and seek. And the kid goes, no one knows I'm playing. Almost ruined the mic there. So I have one more story for you. I went to took them to a library. I don't know why, because they can't read. And also libraries are supposed to be silent, like you, thank you, it's nice. So we played a game with them to calm them down. They were really excited. So we played a game with them called Chinese Whispers, a telephone game. Físluleikurinn. Do you know that game? Yeah. Everybody sits in a circle and you whisper a word, and if the word gets through the entire circle, it's apparently fun and everybody wins. So I'm sitting there, my boss is sitting on the other side, 10 kids on each side, and this 6-year-old boy whispers in my ear, do you want to play with my boss? And I'm thinking, probably a Russian kid fucked up the game. But I don't want to ruin the game, so I have to look at my boss and then whisper into the ears of a 6-year-old girl. Do you want to play with my boss? And I still have my job. And thank you so much. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. Yes, nice to meet you on stage. He's all the way from England. He's one of my favorites to watch. Please give it up for Hugh Coverdale-Jones, everybody.
Good evening, hi. Yeah, so, the symbol of communism is a hammer and sickle. The symbol of capitalism is socially acceptable obesity. So yeah, I'm Hugh, I'm from England. Yay! Yeah, England. Yay! Yeah. I come from the north of England. It's a bit like Iceland. The weather is terrible and everyone's parents are divorced. But yeah. I've done stand-up comedy for about 7 years. And when you do stand-up comedy, people like to give you advice, which, yeah, thanks, you know. But one day a guy came up to me and he said,
said, Hugh, you need to work on your crowd work. So, like any sensible person, I googled how to deal with crowds. And my crowd work isn't going to improve because C4 is very expensive. Ooh. Sorry, I didn't buy the C4. Therefore, I didn't kill anyone, don't worry about it. But yeah, I'm English, like I said. It's great being English, but I've always been ethnically confused because actually my dad is Welsh and my mum is Irish, which is actually just 3 different types of white people. Don't really know why I keep mentioning it, but yeah. But I came here to Iceland and I told everyone, I said, hey, I'm 3 types of white people. And they said, up here, that's mixed race. Despite being English, I actually speak languages other than English, even though that's technically illegal, you know. I speak Mandarin Chinese, I speak Korean, you know, and what it is I moved to Beijing, and I thought I have to respect these people. I need to learn their language. Then I moved to Jeju Island, which is in South Korea. And I thought, I have to respect these people. I need to learn their language. And then 4 years ago, I moved here. And I thought, these people are white, I don't care what they think. I might be a hipster, guys. I found out today at the sperm bank. There's more to the story, don't worry. No, I went to donate sperm today, you know, I had a little jar of future hues, you know, ready to make the Icelandic gene pool uglier. You know. Because I'm Welsh, kind of, so, you know, you're still gonna be pretty, but you're gonna look hungover all the time. But yeah. And I said, before you freeze my guys, can I have a look at them under the microscope? And they said, sure. And I had a look, and all the little tadpole guys, they had like long, uncombed hair. And they kept talking about how Radiohead used to be better. So, thank you. But yeah, I'm from the north of England, but I actually grew up on a farm in Wales. I moved from the north of England to Wales, which is not an upgrade, in case you're wondering. It's like being born in Akureyri and moving to hell. But yeah, I lived there for a while on a farm in Wales, sheep farm. Old farms in Wales are sheep farms. It's kind of like Iceland. But you know, I was there, and it was really rural, nothing to do. And I'd get up like early in the morning, kind of, and there'd be so little to do, I'd just start drinking at like 7 a.m. And I'd keep drinking the whole day, and I'd stay up till like 3 a.m. drinking, and I'd suddenly sober up at 3 a.m. And I'd always be like watching a movie in my mom's living room. And one day that movie was The Wizard of Oz. And it resonated with me on an emotional level. Because I was watching it and I was like, wait, the lion needs courage. And the Tin Man needs a heart. The Scarecrow needs a brain. What do I need? And I thought I was thinking this because I was drunk of actually saying it really loudly out loud. And I woke up my mum, who came into the room and said, probably a job. My mum's a wise woman, you know. But to get a job, obviously, I had to leave the farm because there was nothing there, no work there, nothing to do there. I remember vividly the day I left the farm because it's one of the most important days of my life. But I remember it really well. I just kind of walked out of that farmhouse and had my cowboy hat on, you know, chewing tobacco, shotgun on my back, you know, jumped up on the horse, and I was about to go, and my mum said, "Hugh, leave your gun at home." And I said, Mom, that's a Johnny Cash lyric. And, she said, it's good advice though, because we live in Wales, not Texas. Like I said, she's a wise woman. So I took the gun and I put it away. I came back out, cowboy hat still in place, tobacco still in my lip, you know. Jumped up on the horse. My mom said, Hugh, it's 2006, I think you should use a car. Very wise woman again. So put the horse in the stable, you know, and took off the hat and spat out the tobacco because the effect had been ruined. I sat down in the car and I got ready to go. And my mum said, before you go, there's something you need to know. And I said, what is it, Mum? And she said, Hugh, you need to know that a song will keep you dry when it's raining. And a song will keep you warm when it's cold. I said, Mom, that's beautiful. But what do you think a song is? And she went to the cupboard in the house and took out an umbrella and a coat. And said, these are my two favourite songs. And that is the weirdest way ever of finding out your mum has dementia. So anyway, I left the farm and she died soon afterwards, you know, because I was her primary caregiver, you know. Tragic upbringing that I had. I knew I had to become a stand-up comedian though, obviously, and set about trying to make that my life. But, the next thing I did though was I went out traveling on the road. I traveled with a traveling blues singer. Like we were kind of homeless travelers, and I couldn't sing or play anything. So one day he said, Hugh, you know what? You're gonna learn the banjo. And I said, okay. And even though I was kind of poor and homeless, I still had a smartphone, so I tweeted, learning the banjo. People came back to me saying, why? I said, well, I'm homeless, and my mum is dead, and I live on the road. I didn't think my life was hard enough, so I decided to learn a more difficult version of guitar that everyone associates with racism and inbreeding. But that blues singer, he looked after me. He gave me some wisdom for the world. One day, it was a lovely, clear night. You could see all the stars. He was sitting down. He said, Hugh, come sit with me. I said, Hugh, did you know that space is basically infinite? I said, I heard that, yeah. He said, do you know what infinite means? I said, kind of, but I can't picture it. He said, it's okay, I can help you. Because, think of it like this. If you got an infinite number of monkeys and gave them an infinite number of typewriters, eventually you would realize you'd wasted your life. He had better ones than that too. Once he was playing the guitar, it was very soothing tune he was playing. And he said, Hugh, I used to play music for wild animals, you know. I said, really? He said, yeah, you know that saying? I said, yeah, music tames the savage beast. He said, yeah, exactly. Music does tame the savage beast. Ketamine does it faster though. Finally, he said, Hugh, I want to give you one last piece of advice before we part ways. And I said, what's that? He said, always remember that Hitler is overrated. I said, what do you mean? He said, in the Western world, we like to say that Hitler is history's greatest monster. And that's Dracula. So we parted ways, you know. He taught me how to live. I went and got a job. It was in England. It was a factory that made self-esteem. It was in England, so it went out of business really fast. But so I got another job. I was arranging for Bruce Banner to turn back into the Hulk, you know. I had like a spreadsheet, decided what time of week it'd be the Hulk. It was anger management. Lots of dad joke. Anyway, eventually I worked out I had to go back to school, had to finish my education, and I went back to school, and I ended up in a university environment where everyone was much smarter than me. Made me feel bad about myself, you know. One of those guys, he could solve a Rubik's Cube in 15 seconds. It really annoyed me. So one day, I went up to him and I said, how come you can solve a Rubik's Cube in 15 seconds, but you can't find happiness in 25 years? He said, how come you can't do either, Hugh? He had a point. But then I finished it, and I came here to Iceland, where I learned about myself. I'm English, and it's okay to hate the English. It's okay to hate the English if you're French, Scottish, Irish, Welsh, English. It's okay. It's okay to hate the Danish, I found out here in Iceland. If you're Icelandic, or Swedish, or Norwegian, or whatever Faroese is. It's okay to hate Americans. That was cheap, I'm sorry. It's a cheap joke at the expense of Americans, I'm sorry. Americans, if you're in here, I'm sorry. It's always easy to get a cheap joke at the expense of Americans, and if you are American, think about why. But no, I can give it some context if you want. I've got my drink here, I'll use it to help, right? So does anyone have a cat? Oh, you have cats. Sometimes they do the thing, you leave a drink like this and they push it off because they want to see the destruction, yeah? Yeah, that's what it's like when Americans go on holiday to countries that have culture. Don't worry, you're welcome here in Iceland, there's no culture. Inbreeding does not count. But yeah. Finally, though, I'm going to tell you, for a lot of my life, I've had body image issues, and I fixed them with this jumper. But before that, normally the jumper's bigger than this. This one's a bit tight, really. But never mind. Before I had the jumper, I had to go to the gym because I'm a skinny guy. I wanted to be a muscle guy. So I went to the gym, that's where the muscle guys live, you know. And after 3 weeks at the gym, one of my new muscle guy friends came up to me. And he said, Hugh, stop kidding yourself. I said, what do you mean? He said, Hugh, you're not a muscle guy. I said, you're right. He said, Hugh, you're a skinny guy. I said, you're right. I said, you gotta stop doing muscle guy things and start doing skinny guy things, Hugh. I said, you're right. And then a week later, I started taking heroin. Thanks very much. Have a good night. Thank you.
Alright, are you guys having a good time? Yeah! Awesome. We have 3 more amazing comedians for you, but first we're going to take a short break, 5-10 minutes. You can stretch your legs, go to the bathroom, bar, smoking area, do whatever you want, but give yourselves a round of applause for an absolutely amazing audience. See you back in 10 minutes. Thank you.
We're So
your second half of stand-up comedy this evening. Oh, you can do better than that, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for the second half this evening? Then please welcome back to the stage your host, Mr.
I don't want to come off as a jerk. I don't want to sound like an asshole, but I kind of want to start this off with a little advice to you people. Like, alright, if after the show you want to come up to the comedians, and please do with a lot of attention because we're really broken people. But if you want to come up to the comedians and tell them jokes, don't. It's the worst. It never works out well. There's one exception. I was doing a show here. After the show, I was hanging out at the bar. Some dude came up to me and he was like, "Hey, I want to tell him a joke." I was like, "Oh, fuck me." Great. He's like, "No, it's more of a story." "Oh, a story? I love stories." And then he told me the story, and it's actually one of the funniest stories I've ever heard in my life. So I'd like to share that story right now, if you'd like to hear it. Yes. Awesome. It's a known story or a joke or other thing. So if you know the thing, please don't yell out the thing at the end of the thing. Yes. Awesome. It's a story about the band U2. They were doing a show in Glasgow, in Scotland. And in between one of the songs, Bono just started clapping his hands. Really slowly, and everybody's looking at Bono like, what the fuck? And then Bono said, "Every time I clap my hands, a child dies in Africa." And some dude in the audience just yelled out, "Then stop clapping your hands, you bastard!" But yeah, it's the funniest joke story I've ever heard. It's amazing, it works on so many levels. I started thinking about the dude who yelled at, like the dude who heckled Bono. What was going through his head? Like, he was probably just trying to be a funny guy, yelling out a funny thing. Like, look at that. Or he's just like the biggest Bono fan ever. Showed up to the concert like, "Bono's so talented, he can do anything." Oh, yeah, really? Another one bites the dust, baby. Oh, you piece of shit. Jesus. I'm trying out this sober thing. No moves needed, no nothing, just change my ways. No, it's weird. Like, comedians at this level, we don't get paid a lot of money. We get paid in drinks at the bar. So my comedy career has been fun. Too much fun. I was having too much fun. I didn't know it was like kind of fucking with my sleep. Because the first week I got sober, it was like, I couldn't sleep. Like, I had thoughts all of a sudden. I was like planning my day. What the fuck? And then I just like couldn't sleep. I was alone in my apartment. I heard a noise from my door and I was like, "Oh, that's a ghost. Ghosts are real now. My place is haunted. I've just been too drunk to notice." Been coming home late at night, the ghost is like, "Boo." Throwing books at me. Fucking drunk fat asshole. I wake up the next day, what are all these books doing around? When I get fucked up, I read. I wrote my name in blood on the mirror. I'm just a wild, crazy guy. I'm 25 years old. And my mom still tries to buy me clothes all the time. Like, I wouldn't let her do it. But she has the worst kind of taste in clothes ever. Like, my sister lives in New York, and every time my mom visits, she brings back like a stack of like 30 t-shirts. And like, I put them on, they're all too tight. I'm like, "Mom, this doesn't fit." And she's like, "Maybe one day." Passive aggressive, Mom, Jesus. They all had like big logos on them too, like "Brooklyn Boy for Life." I'm like, I've never been to Brooklyn. One of them had glitter on it. So he pulled it out of the stack and just glitter, blah, I started falling out. I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, "It's because you have such a glittery personality." I'm I'm like, Mom, I'm a comedian, not a Mexican wrestler. I'm like, no more clothes. He's like, all right, no more clothes. So he lives up north. As he visited a few weeks ago, as he called me up and he was like, hey, I'm in town, let me buy you dinner. I'm like, okay. So we go out to eat. And while we're eating, just while we're fucking eating, he picks up a purse and drags out underwear. Not like a pack, just one loose underwear. Starts waving it around. I don't know if it's used. I'm like, what the fuck happened to you, Mom? She's like, I bought your underwear. It's silk. I'm like, what? She's waving it. She's waving underwear around. Like it's like she's down at the docks in the 1920s waving a cruise ship away. Don't hit an iceberg or something. I don't know. I saw a movie. I'm like, Mom, what the fuck? She's like, no, it's nice, it's silk. Like, I think they have higher standard here at Pizza Hut. They don't. Everybody's wearing underwear in Pizza Hut. I put the underwear on for the first time last week. Silk is fucking awesome. Stick to the underwear, Mom. It's your game. I think it's kind of weird though, when it comes to like mother and son gifts. I think underwear is kind of a one-way street. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it would be pretty creepy of me to go browsing through underwear. Blue, nice. Oh, Mom will look great in green. Can I help you, sir? I'm just looking for some panties for my mommy. Do you have anything in size? Ugh. Sir, this is a library. Are you guys ready for the first comedian on the second half? Yes. This comedian has been one of my favorites. This comedian has been one of my favorite comedians for a while now. Please give it up for Mr. Ari Eldjárn, everybody.
Thank you so much. Great to be here. My name is Ari Eldjárn. It means Eagle Fire Iron. It's an Icelandic name for you. They always mean something. And Icelandic words are pretty transparent and straightforward. We're not like English people who have like these cardiologists, these fancy words. Our word for that is heart disease curing man. That's the official job title for that person. And it's fantastic to live in Iceland. We are basically the land of the amateurs. We're such a small country that everything is pretty much winged or homemade. Especially if you're booking someone here, that we have this national motto in this country, which is "Þetta reddast," which means literally, it'll be fine. That's the attitude of the country. Like, we're not going to deal with this now. It'll be fine. We're the procrastination nation. Not many people know this about us, but we're basically the Italians of the North. And like, when I'm asked to do gigs in Reykjavik, it's often booked on a very last-minute basis. Like, I have been asked to perform at a gig that had already started. Ordinary thing. The guy called me, yes, we want you to perform at a cocktail party. Yeah, when? Now. Isn't that a little short notice? No, we just started the first drink. There's 20 minutes until you go on, come. And yeah, okay, it's next door, I'll go. It's like, this is how small the country is. One year I was late with my tax return, and my accountant called me and said, oh, you're really late with your tax return. You should hand it in now. If you don't do it now, I think the head of the tax bureau is going to start calling you himself personally. Okay, fair enough. 2 hours later, the phone rings. Hello, Ari. My name is Skúli Eggert Þórðarson. I'm the head of the Icelandic Tax Bureau. And we have a gig for you tonight. It starts in 2 hours, so plenty of time. By contrast, I was asked to perform in Germany last year, and that was booked 18 months in advance. 18 months! And the email was apologetic, like, we apologize for last minutes. We had a cancellation. This is just around the corner, but would you please? I was like, it'll be fine! I don't know what I'm doing later today. It'll be fine. And so I went there and I performed with some German comics, and it was a fantastic experience. And I also got to learn about the German language. It's quite similar to the Icelandic language grammatically, but they are more specific in everything. Like we have this word livsförunautur, which in English is life partner. And in German that would be Lebensgefährte. But that's not specific enough for the Germans. They're accurate people. So they say Lebensabschnittsgefährte, which means life period partner. They don't know how it's going to go. How romantic! How romantic is a German wedding? You accept this woman to be your lawful wedded wife until death do you apart? Nein, this is way too long of a period. You have I could die, she could have an affair, we don't know. This is but for this period, jawohl. Ich liebe dich. For now. This is just a period. Let's not jinx the period. Germans, like Icelanders, are really fond of the sport team handball. And team handball is a fairly obscure sport that Icelanders take very seriously, and so do Germans. And to play team handball, you need one thing. You need to be organized. And that's the one thing Icelanders are not. So it's amazing that we actually once won the silver medal at the Olympics for team handball, despite having the least organized team of all the tournament. When the timeout, they did a timeout, a minute-long timeout. Half of the timeout for the Icelandic team was just the coach telling them that we were doing a timeout. People were just all over there. Hey, guys, it started! Hey, guys, Ole! Hey, Fusi, put out that cigarette, come here, guys! Okay, we got, press them in front, okay, attack, and then just defend, okay, front, back, and just go Iceland! And then we're over. When you saw the German team doing it, it was like a bunch of engineers getting together to build a rocket. Every second was utilized. Like, das ist sehr gut, wir haben eine Minute, wir müssen logisch denken und mathematisch und strategisch bleiben. Jawohl, wir haben einen Ball, wir müssen ein Spiel machen mit dem Linkstor und Rechtstor. Und 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Hans, Christian, Klaus, Jens, Joachim. Ja, stimmt. Reinstein. That's what I love about Iceland. Everything is sort of like everybody knows everybody, and everything is pretty homemade. And we have like amazing radio people in Iceland. On the national radio of Iceland, we have a great radio DJ called Andrea Jónsdóttir. She's been on air for 35 years. She's sometimes called the grandmother of rock and roll. What I love about her is the fact that she has been on air for 35 years. Still, every broadcast feels like her first. Because nothing goes right technically. Like every single time she will announce a song and then she can't find the right button and something else is played entirely and it's just like a little trip, like, ooh, what happens next? And she is so calm during like,
Yes, okay. No, exactly, what's wrong there? Let's just listen to Thomas Joplin. Me and Peppy Hockey. Let's see if I can find the right button. Yes, that was not Jonas. Let's listen to Toto with Africa.
And if she does it wrong many times in a row, she will just stop saying what the song's called. I mean, you don't know if it was wrong or not.
And next song is song number 5.
Well played, Andrea. Hey, kids! Song number 5 is starting. Our favorite song. I also love watching Icelandic news reports because the television news in Iceland, especially the regional news from the south on Channel 2, that's one guy who does that. There's one guy, and he shoots it, edits it, and he interviews people, and they just air it without looking at it before they air it. And all of the stories are like about animals with special abilities. And this is primetime news material, like, the dog Spori is no ordinary dog. The farmer here needs to drive him around the farm every day in wheelbarrows, or else the dog gets depressed. It is far farmer in a woolen sweater with wheelbarrows. Like, yes, he loves the wheelbarrows. But that's not everything, because the dog can also sing Christmas songs. Okay, Sporty, Silent Night. It's exactly like Silent Night. But that is not everything, because the dog also hates German, and that's where the story got really interesting. It's really strange. He hates German. Sporty, I'm quite. He crisis sneak. And then out of nowhere he says, I don't know why he's like this. Maybe he's Jewish. I'm like, what? Nobody checking this before he airs. Back to the nobody noticed anything. And then the face of the anchor woman in the studio, when they cut back to her, like, what? Yes, that was our man in the south. Homemade quality to everything. Like our national football team, amazing football team we have. When you see our national field that we play the games at, you wouldn't think that we could beat anyone. You know, like there's a running track around the actual grass. Even though you're sitting in the front, you're so far from the players, you're like, you can't see who they are. The match, I'm like, is that the Johnson? No, wait, no, he quit. This guy's bald. This is Emil Hafreds. Oh, this is the Netherlands, yes. And the guy who does the announcements at the stadium, I don't know how he got the job, but every time we like score a goal, he just brings the atmosphere down by going,
Will the owner of the car with the license plate LT679 please remove it from the emergency exit? Go Iceland.
If we have like a massive political event, we always fuck it up too. We have this tunnel called Hvalfjarðargöng, the Whale Fjord Tunnel, very straightforward. And for 20 years we needed to pay a road toll to drive through it. Then it became toll-free, and they decided, let's make a thing of it. Let's get the Minister of Transportation to give flowers to the first driver who doesn't need to pay and put it on live TV. What could go wrong? Well, nobody made sure they knew who that driver would be. They just took the Minister of Transportation, who is this guy in a trench coat, gave him some flowers, and then pushed him into the tunnel, followed by 30 photographers and a live TV broadcast. And he just waved down the first car he saw. Stop, stop. This is a rental car. This is a tourist. Shit. We have to translate this to English now. And out of the car appears a terrified Italian tourist who sees this guy in a trench coat with flowers and 30 guys behind him pointing something black at him. This guy has seen The Godfather. He knows that somebody flies down your car in a toll booth. You're gonna die. And then the Minister of Transportation delivers this amazing speech. You are the first person in 20 years to not pay any money in this tunnel. And here is flower for you. And welcome! And the tourist is on live TV in front of the whole country. Like, thank you, thank you. I don't understand. I understand I am the first of something. Thank you. What an anticlimax. The first person who didn't need to pay didn't even know that once you needed to pay. He probably still has no idea what happened. 10 years from now, he's going to be telling his grandchildren, gather round, grandchildren, let me tell you the story of once in Iceland when I was the first of something. I still don't know what the fuck that was about. But it's fun to talk about Iceland in English, and it's also fun to just list up all these facts, because most people won't even know if I'm making it up or not. But Iceland is such a small country. We're part of the Nordic countries, and like within the context of the Nordic countries, we are so small. There's 360,000 people here. There's 5 million people in Denmark. That is a small country, but we feel that they are like fucking huge, because Denmark used to rule Iceland, and there's this big, massive national insecurity we had. Like every time I'm in Copenhagen, I have to prove myself to my Danish friends, and I do it every time it goes bad. Like, oh, you know, it's going great in Iceland now. In fact, we might build our first train in 10 years. And they're like, oh, you don't have trains already? Wow, what do you have? Do you have any infrastructure whatsoever? Have you ever seen a train? Would you like to? It's, we can take you to a train station, it'll be no problem. Oh, look, there's a train there. Look. Oh, look, another one. Choo-choo! Take a picture of this and show the people back home in Iceland. And they always ask me, do you have that in Iceland? Because they don't have trains. You might not know what we're talking about. Like I'm an idiot. Like, you want to meet us tonight? Just take a taxi to Aarhusplatsen. Oh, sorry, you don't taxi? You have that? Yes. Or you can just call us on a mobile phone. You have mobile phone? Yes. The only thing I've ever said in response was once, after a long, hard think, the best comeback I came up with was, so the other day I was walking up a mountain. You know mountain in Denmark. It's actually a horrible insult when you think about it. Who wants mountains really? What am I saying? Like, fuck you, Denmark, you don't have any mountains. You never have to drill a tunnel for 500 billion Icelandic krona to meet 10 people in a fishing village. You can drive everywhere in your flat paradise of a country. The Danes, they don't have a mountain, but they say they have a mountain. They call it the Heaven Mountain, Himmelberg. It's 140 meters high. It's a hill, basically. You can park your car in neutral gear on top of that mountain on a windy day. It's not going anywhere. I believe it's the only mountain in the world that's actually below sea level. So what did they call this mountain? The Heaven Mountain. Nobody's gonna make a Hollywood movie about that mountain. What would the trailer be like?
Many have tried to climb it. All have succeeded. The end.
You ever hear a story about that mountain? Don't talk to me about Himmelberget. My friend died when he fell down Himmelberget. He rolled down really slowly for 7.5 hours. And then he died of alcohol poisoning. Completely unrelated to the rolling. My God, this room is fantastic. It's full of people. It's boiling hot. It's almost like being in a Finnish sauna, except everyone is happy and keeps your clothes on, which is great. And but I have to say, like, I have done some gigs in some very bad venues, some of which in Reykjavik. The worst gig I ever did was at a place called Petersensuiten, because there's no stage there. There's just a men's room and a corner. And you have to do the gig standing next to a fully functional men's room. And you can't compete with that because people are curious. They will drift in and out of your jokes just to see who's going to the men's room. And like, oh, that's a nice guy. Why is he not going to the men's room? Okay. There's a hand dryer inside that men's room that cuts off all your jokes. And it's one of those second-generation motion sensor activated hand dryers. You know the kind, you have to wave it for 15 minutes before it acknowledges that you exist. And then when it does acknowledge you exist, it decides you've left way before you have left. You're waving it just like an existential crisis. Like, oh, I exist? Or do I? Do I exist? Hello? And finally the damn thing goes. To do. It sounds like a teenager doing a summer job. Excuse me, we've been waiting here 15 minutes. Can you serve us? I usually just leave with wet hands. And when I have wet hands in public, I tend to bump into someone I know. By that point, I have forgotten I have wet hands, and I go like, hey man. I'm gonna explain this. This is just water. It's not a very good first impression, is it? This is just water? As opposed to what? What am I saying? I am basically saying, I did not urinate on my hand on purpose before I shook yours. Aren't I good? Nobody thinks you did that. Nobody thinks you went like.
I'm gonna find someone I know. Hey man, shake my hand. No, don't be silly, it's just water.
My name is Ariel, and you've been an absolutely fantastic.
Yes. So next comedian on stage, she's also Icelandic, she's hilarious, you guys gonna love her. Please get on Thorkir Mari, everybody.
Hi guys, how great was Are? Jeez, I kind of feel like Adam Lambert going to Queen after Freddie Mercury. Okay, so no pressure. U.S. politics. That's about to bring the crowd up, right? Yeah. I've actually been thinking about my youth a lot. I grew up in the 90s. Remember when we used to impeach people for silly things like blowjobs?
Sort of.
It was a simpler time. But I'm getting like way too much joy out of the fact that the peach emoji looks like an orange asshole. Yeah. I can almost feel the breeze from the revolving door of the White House because all the people have left the administration. I honestly think more people survived last season of Game of Thrones than the administration. I don't know why I talk a lot of crap about other countries' politicians. It's not like we have it any better here. I mean, we have a financial minister who's been involved in not one, but 2 international scandals. Yeah! He was in Ashley Madison. And then he was in the Panama Papers. And we put him in charge of money. Did you know that he was actually a very promising soccer player back in his youth? Yeah. Then he had a career-ending injury. So he went into business. It's so sad how plans get derailed like that. Kind of like how when Hitler didn't get into art school. I've been having these, what I like to call Sunday morning thoughts. Or realization, more exactly. Like, I recently realized that a lot of my lotions and stuff smell like tequila. Which I only discovered when the smell of tequila promised to make me throw up. And also that caffeine and vaccines are a lot alike. Granted, there's a personal benefit to them for me, but I mostly have them so other people don't die. I've been on a bit of a self-bettering kick lately. Trying to do some positive things, hang out with positive people. So I'm gonna go into politics. No? Okay. But I like to hang out with people whose lifestyle choices I don't agree with, so that my good senses may rub off onto them. Because I feel that as a white, cisgendered, hetero, able-bodied woman, I have a unique perspective that so seldom gets heard. So I like to hang out with people who have children, and people who eat avocado. But I was at, Americans, they fascinate me. Like ants in an ant farm. No, there's one thing I don't understand. It's like no one is bragging when their boss is like a Christian electrician or a Muslim plumber. But as soon as your boss is a Jewish carpenter, you go and buy a bumper sticker. I was in California recently, Orange County, and it was so much traffic. It's like bumper to bumper, hence the bumper sticker thought. And I'll just find myself sitting in the car just yelling, "There's way too many people out here! We need a new plague!" Now, Orange County has the highest number of parents that choose not to vaccinate their children. And I can't help but think that maybe they're onto something. Are we maybe being too quick to judge? But Americans are not dumb people. I mean, you can't vote for shit, but no. Children all over the world are dumb as fuck, but Americans put a warning signs up other kids. If you go into any residential area, you'll see them. They're yellow, and they say, "Slow children." All right, guys, you have been beautiful. Thank you.
Are you guys ready for the last comedian of the night? I kind of want to tell a story about the last comedian. He's kind of a legend around here. His name is Nick Jameson. You can Google him. He's been in... Yes? No. No, later. Say that. No. Nick Jameson, he was in the band Foghat. He was a bass player for a band... Yes. One person excited? 70s music, huh? No. Foghat, they made Slow Ride. Slow ride, boo, boo, boo. Make it easy. Right. No one loved that song. So the comedians after the show, we were all hanging out, and we were talking about Bob Dylan. And Nick Jameson was in the music in the 70s, like I said. And we were talking about Bob Dylan. He'd been quiet most of the night, just kind of leaning in his chair. And then there's a lull in the conversation, and Nick just goes, "Yeah, I never met Bob Dylan, but I once did a bunch of crystal meth at his house, though." That's way cooler than meeting Bob Dylan! So it's my honor to introduce on stage my friend, Mr. Nick Jameson!
Thank you. It's all lies, I'm telling you, Arthur, you devil, you're spoiling my squeaky clean image. I never met Mick Jagger, but I sacrificed a goat in his living room. True story. Hey, I was listening to my dear friend, Hugh Coverdale Jones, earlier tonight, talking about how he identifies as a hipster, him and his tadpoles. And I thought, I am so tired of everybody hating on hipsters. Who's a nicer guy than you? And I'll tell you another thing. Here in Reykjavik, we started the shit. We started hipsterism. You check out the beards, check out the clothes. We own this shit. Fuck Portland, fuck Williamsburg. Reykjavik started hipsterism. You need to own it, not put it down. So me and some of my hipster homies, we're starting a new street gang. The 101 Hipster Crips. Make motherfuckers recognize. So I'm a gangster hipster. You can call me a cripster, call me a hangster. I'm a hipster ass gangster. My pants are mad tight, my beard's trimmed right. I'm getting fucked up on Pabst Blue Ribbon tonight. I'm a hipster gangster. I roll Dayton Rams on a 92 Toyota, drink fair trade coffee and homemade soda. Homemade, that's made by hoes. I'm a hipster pimp, see? You talk trash, I will sneer at your ass pompously. Say ironic shit that you can't relate to. Blog about your ass till everyone hates you. Smack you down with my wallet chain, knock you unconscious. Send huge tadpoles up your ass. You don't want this, I'm a hipster gangster. Now check this out. I send dick pics I take with a Polaroid, bitches. You step to me with an iPhone, you'll end up in stitches. The day I was born, I watched VHS porn. See that little 12 o'clock blinking from dusk to dawn. Cause I'm a hipster gangster. Hipster MCs and DJs be fucking it up daily. I make beats with a motherfucking ukulele. So I don't give a fuck, I'm cold as an icicle. Must have drive by shooting on my fixed gear bicycle. Hipster gangster. So all you bro ass, goth ass, preppy ass, yuppie ass, metal ass wanksters. God damn, it feels good to be a hipster gangster. I represent. I never met Jesus. I took a dump in his bathroom. Hey, I never met Graper, but he met me. I never met the Prophet Muhammad, but yeah, maybe not. Oh man, it's good to be here with you guys. It's much better where I've been all day, stuck in my own head listening to the clusterfuck of voices yammering away there. Bunch of assholes living in my head. I don't know about you guys, I got a Greek chorus, a whole repertory company of voices in my head driving me nuts all day, like criticizing everything, commenting on everything, judging everybody, worrying about shit that's never gonna happen, arguing with people that aren't there, that's my favorite, channeling my parents, you know, it's like some hallucinogenic version of Seinfeld in there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, jeez. I gotta put this down, it's exhausting to even think about it. You know, I should do this, I shouldn't have done that, fuck is wrong with me? Well, my life's pretty good, I guess. A lot of people like me. Nobody likes you. Your mother and I don't like you either. I can't believe how much rent I pay. I should just bite the bullet and move out the breathe hole. Hey, that girl just smiled at me. Yeah, dude, as if. Man, I wish I'd never stopped smoking. That was some unnecessary bullshit. You believe this asshole in the left lane? They're called turn signals, fuckwad. Yeah, beep, beep, blow me, you fucking mook. Jesus, people in Reykjavik can't drive for shit. I thought I already was there. But what about Kristen? She's really nice, you know? She's a little needy, but she's cool. Yeah, but she's got that fucking little poodle. I hate that thing. Oh, man, crank it up. I love me some Bruce. Born in the USA. I'm a cool, rockin' daddy in the USA now. Oh, crap. I'll never write a great song like that. I should just give up songwriting and go work in a bookstore. Yeah, pretty soon there'll be no more bookstores. iPads are taking over, man. iPads. Yeah, that's a stupid word, iPad. Sounds like some kind of electronic tampon. iMaxi-pad. I pad my resume. I forgot to bring a resume! Oh my god, I am so not going to get this job! I am never going to work again! I'm going to be standing in that street corner right over there holding a sign that says, please help me feed my 6 autistic children! What if I really did have kids, though? That'd be kind of cool. It'd be fun. I'd make a good father. Heck, I'm already a good godfather. You're a terrible godfather. Forget about it. You're never worth father. Your children will be having ridiculous conversations in their head all the time like you're doing right now. I need a drink. No, I need to smoke. No, I need a shrink. No, what I need to do is shut the fuck up! And that's my day most of the time. It's exhausting. Now, a while ago I learned how to meditate. Anybody here meditate? Yeah, all right. Yeah, good amount of meditating people. Okay. Yeah, it's great. It's the spiritual way of telling yourself to shut the fuck up. It is the yoga, if you will, of shut the fuck up. In fact, that's my mantra. I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Oh, I'm gonna shut the fuck up right now. Shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. And it works. All the voices stop. It's blissful and peaceful. Of course, I know what I'm going to hear eventually. Hey, look at me, I'm meditating over here. I got to start all over again. But it does work. But here's where the problem comes into play. The voices in our heads are not the only voices that need to shut the fuck up. The world is awash in voices that really, truly need to totally shut the fuck up. And having a shut the fuck up mantra doesn't do anything for them. It'd be great if it did. It'd be the ultimate Jedi mind trick. The droids you are looking for kindly request that you shut the fuck up. And they have to. But since there is no shut the fuck up mantra for the outside world that I know of, I came up with the next best thing, a big-ass Broadway musical number I'd like to share with you right now. HCJ, spin it, shit. That's why I rock vinyl, because when some asshole's running his big mouth and he just don't wanna quit, and you got a goddamn headache from listening to his shit, there's no need to suffer. It's simple as can be. If you say these magic words, you'll save your sanity. And those words are, shut the fuck up, just button your lip. The things that you're saying, they're not clever or hip. You're just a dip, shit, and a dumb fuck. So just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Your words are crude and crass. Every time you open your mouth, it's like you're passing gas. You're just an asshole run amok.
And that sucks! Shut the fuck up!
Shut the fuck up, damn! Dear Lord, I pray, strike this fool silent. By thy infinite mercy, destroy his power of speech. Else it shall surely come to pass that my foot will go right up his motherfucking ass. Hey Nick, why are you so old, man?
Shut the fuck up!
I got a moment to tell about our Lord and Savior.
Please shut the fuck up!
Stable genius! Stable genius! Will you shut the fuck up, Trump? Go on, do it quick. Alternatively, you can just eat a dick. Can't talk with your mouth loud. That's what's up! So shut the fuck up. Flatten your jaw. Just flatten your maw. Chatter doesn't matter. It's gonna be a law. Pretty things with sugar on it. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Thank you. That's an important thing to remember. You know, we are some tourists, a lot of you visitors into our fair city have probably, undoubtedly, heard stories of the notorious downtown Reykjavik nightlife and hookup scene. Yeah, I got a chuckle in the audience. And it is Saturday night. For those of you who haven't, I think I can sum it up for you in one phrase. I'm drunk, I'm horny, you'll do. Or to put it another way, the volume of alcohol consumed multiplied by the degree of hormonal activity in the lower body is inversely proportional to the number of fucks given about quality control. Yeah. You know it's true. You know it's true. You may well begin your Reykjavik evening with normal, healthy blood levels of discretion, due diligence, common sense, and good taste. But by fucking o'clock a.m., chances are real good that you and or the pitiful excuse for a human being standing in front of you will be thinking, I'm drunk, I'm horny. Ooh, a pulse. You'll do. Now, the song I want to sing about this fascinating anthropological phenomenon we got going on here is written from the female point of view, because Lord knows I have seen far too many of my dear sisters from another mistress suffer the most ridiculous indignities at the hands of the absolute dregs of my gender. And their only crime was drinking enough Brennigan shots to kill everybody in here 3 times over. So I gotta represent. Now I'm gonna grab an instrument from out back here. Come on, baby. Yeah. Ancient Icelandic instrument. Amando Helvitis Ansukalandius Lin. You know, B.B. King had his guitar named Lucille. I have Bertha Rose Underwood Cypress Polka. She's my baby. There we go. Oh, one more thing. I have never, ever heard country music in Iceland. I think it's been banned. Along with fresh vegetables, lambskin condoms, and the word please. However, this song is supposed to be sung by somebody shit-faced drunk, so we gonna go all Nashville on this son bitch. Is that all right with y'all? Okay. I took the bus in from for some fun. Hope to find my Prince Charming. Well, son, you ain't the one. But there's no one here any better. And it's almost 2:30. And I'm drunk, I'm horny, you'll do. Oh, I broke up with my boyfriend not all that long ago. It was 8 o'clock this evening. You're crazy, right? I know. He was a dickhead and a douchebag. And so are you. But I'm drunk, I'm horny, you'll do. I'm horny and drunk, my standards have sunk. That's why I keep on grabbing your junk. You'll last all of 3 minutes, and then you'll be on your way. Oh, men are so useless, I wish I was gay. When I was a young girl, all the cool boys loved me. But now I'm so old, I'm almost 23. My life's in a toilet, but your dumb ass will see me through. 'Cause I'm drunk, I'm horny, come here, you. But morning will come, and you'll still be napping. I'll look at you snoring and think, how the fuck did that happen? Oh, they say love is blind. Oh, I wish that were true. 'Cause I'm getting a headache just looking at you. We'll avoid each other in the supermarket, like folks around these parts tend to do. Soon you'll forget me, and I'll forget you. But then we'll meet right back here at Secret Cellar karaoke in a month or two. Saying I'm drunk, I'm horny, you'll do. Sing it one last time with me, folks. Saying I'm drunk, I'm horny, you'll do. You pathetic, clueless, broke-ass, slob-ass, chlamydia-having, vomit all over your shirt, and cocaine dripping out your nose, loser. I'm so drunk, so damn horny. Oh, fuck it, give me another shot. You'll do. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. And thanks for coming to Secret Cellar.
The show is free. If you pay to get in here, you got robbed. But it's more of like pay what you can show. I'm gonna leave a little tape box over here. So please, if you want to support the comedians on the comedy scene, put some coins with Kevin. We need the money. If you look at the artwork in here, we're not doing so great. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's nice. All right, but okay. Thank you. I'm not a whore. Just leave it in here. Alright, but the show is over, but tonight it's not. Do you guys like karaoke? Yes? Are you good at singing, sir? No? Then you're perfect for karaoke. Give yourselves a round of applause for an amazing audience. Thank you.